And so the Dorman Road, certainly, and any other road failures are part of a capital upgrade plan. And I would presume, but I don't know, I haven't read this report yet, that the Hummingbird Lane also would be sort of part of the capital upgrade plan. The fact that it's basically being proposed right now says, is signaling something. We're going to hear from Will Hilson on Monday, where he sees it. It's a special case because it relates directly to repairing the work, the damage zone done by BC Hydro. And so that's why it is being signaled right now. But I'm not going to speak to where it sits in the priority list. But Brian?
Your Worship, if the Hummingbird situation is coming forward on Monday night, as BC Hydro is putting in $30,000 towards the cost of that repair for Hummingbird at this point. And so that's part of that consideration, part of that report, so will be considered Monday night. The Dorman Road situation, it looks like if one more piece of information falls into place, could come forward as soon as May 5th for council's consideration.
Just an adjunct though, there should be some good look at it right now just for general safety. I mean, somebody should brush that gravel off. And there's a lot of really deep pits. You know, if we're going to make this friendly for older people or anybody to walk or drive cars or strollers or whatever, we have to maintain the mess that's there just to make it safe.
So the pedestrian access across that zone, you're signaling as a priority. We've got a question. Sorry, we shift back to the speakers list. Let's
I thought it would never happen. One is that we would pay for Marshall, the whole process, then construction and all the further. The municipality pay for it, or BC Ferry.
Anybody have?
Well, I guess the first step, Lutz, is to finalize what it is we want as a community. And then the next step is to do some rough drawing and costing. And the next step is to talk to these ferries about how we're going to pay for it. And so...
Should that not be first?
Well,
going to pay you because all this.
Well, you can't talk about what you're going to pay for when you have no idea whether you're talking about 50,000 or 500,000. And that's sort of the issue at this point. The terminal work below Cardina, we haven't had the final report, and you know, I do know from talking with BC Ferries that they have nothing in their particular capital budget for the fiscal year coming up, but that doesn't mean small things fit in their operating budget, and it doesn't mean they couldn't put something into their capital budget for the next year.
Well, why I'm asking this is actually that every small route, BC Ferries build their car sharing. So I don't see any point why we should finance that. That's the responsibility of BC Ferries. Not ours. We can give them, say, okay, we release you government road, okay, you live, you know, and then work together. What we have to figure out who is going to pay, because it won't be cheap. That's my word. The second one, very quickly, is the sewer treatment plant. Well, you're saying that you will be changing it because of all these buildings coming on stream. Well, it is now secondary treatment, is that right? Yes. Will it be tertiary treatment?
The answer to that question, and again, we don't have the public works here, folks, but what we've done is, it's an interesting little sort of story. We essentially approved an upgrade, went for a grant application, failed. He said it wasn't green enough, you know, which is, I mean, that's life out there. If you want provincial or federal money these days, you better be green. So we went back, and right now, Public Works has been working with the Nature Club, Fish and Wildlife Club, the DFO, and the province, looking at the possibility of solving the problem of actually putting treated water, very high quality treated water, back into Davies Creek. Their problem is there's not enough flow there during the low flows for salmon. So that's something which is currently under sort of an RFP proposal. We're getting that reviewed. So that's one end of the spectrum. The other end of the spectrum would be a sludge thickener component, which would sort of reprocess the sludge on island. So there are a couple of sort of greenings of the sewer treatment plant that are being proposed, and I think council's been real clear that we want a greener sewer treatment plant, and something that moves beyond just secondary treatment.
Thank you.
Dave, did you?
I was going to say with BC Ferries, we had a letter from them saying that they would be prepared to pay the costs of marshalling on land that they either own or control. And the question is whether you want to give BC Ferries the right to control and decide how the marshalling will be done right down the middle of our village. If we want to retain control of it, then probably we'll have to pay for it. If we decide to put a portion of it, say, through the edge of GBRD, then it's possible BC Ferries will pay for that if we give them the right to control it. They won't pay for it if they don't own the land or control the land.
Well, for example, Portugal Bay, they leased it at one
Well,
point.
but they can control it.
Well, yeah, but they will control it.
If we lease them government road, but it's going to be, if they do, it'll be a ferry marshalling yard that to their design.
Well, I'm quite sure that they are open to suggestions.
I agree. No. We have to work with it.
Do you know how much that would be when we start building this?
Hopefully.
I mean, we have, what I hear, that today, we have so many things we have to pay for our taxes. I mean, I don't know where's this gonna come from.
So it's a decision ahead of us. I mean, but I think what Dave has said is there's tension right there. You want BC Ferries to cover the full bill, you have to, deed over to them some authority for the outcome. So that's part of the tension. I mean, that might be a good idea, might be a bad idea, but that's ahead of us. There's a question from Gordon Daniel, and that is, what is the state of the cement plant at the end of Taylor Road? I think that's a good news story, isn't it? The cement plant is now at the building center? Yeah, that's correct. So it's moved, it's out of, now, I don't know if there's anything to report on the site cleanup, or is environmental cleanup required?
We'll have to get back.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll check into that. No, okay, we'll follow up on that.
Bill Granger?
Thank you, Bill Granger. Long time orchard advocate and heritage precinct advocate. But what I wanted to talk about today is actually how wonderful our community is. I really take my hat off.
Speak up, please.
Sorry, I thought I was speaking loudly. I take my hat off to all you folks for putting this meeting together today. I think it's very important for our community to have an opportunity to get together and have town hall meetings. I've had the pleasure of working for municipal governments for about 35 years, and it's sometimes not a very fun position to be in. So I'm really pleased that you all came out and spent time talking to me.
Yeah.
My most important message that I want to bring to you today, I have spent the past year as chair of the BCRPA Parks branch, and I went and I said to 500 outdoor workers in February this year that we have Lyme disease in our midst, and it's here on Bowen Island, and I am a personal victim of Lyme disease, and it's taken me 2 years to get over it. And the way that it happened is that I started writing letters, one to the undercurrent, saying ticks are here on Bowen Island, 2% apparently are infected with the Lyme Borrelis, and I unfortunately got hit by one of them.